Most leaders think apologizing is enough when they break trust with their team. And when I say apology here, I don't mean the non-apologies like, oh, I'm sorry if anyone was offended, or, oh, it wasn't my intention, I didn't mean to come across that way. Those aren't even an apology. A real apology says, I did this and it was wrong. And many leaders, that's still a better apology than the non-apology, but many leaders think, that's it, that's all I need to do to rebuild trust. But it's quite simply not enough. Trust isn't just about words, it's about actions. And the way you act after breaking trust with the team determines whether or not they'll forgive you and grow in their trust with you, or whether they'll never trust you again. At the core of every relationship, you with your team, you with each individual teammate, is an emotional loop, the trust loop. And if the trust loop is moving in a positive direction, trust on the team and trust individually grows. But when you betray trust, you don't just reset the loop, you break it. And your job as a leader is to repair it. If you're new to the channel, my name is David Burkus, and I study high-performing teams and work with leaders to build their best team ever. Work dynamics are constantly changing, and if this sounds like what you need to grow as a leader and to improve your team, then hit the subscribe button below, or better yet, join our email newsletter community, link in the video description below. All right, let's get into it. When you're the one who broke trust, the worst thing you can do is dodge responsibility. If you want to rebuild trust on the team, you're going to have to own the mistake. A real apology sounds like, I did this, I now know it's wrong, I see the impact it had on you, and I'm going to make it right. Anything less than that, and you risk coming off as a non-apology. When leaders show full accountability, they demonstrate integrity. They show the team that trust isn't just a talking point, it's a core value. Research from Paul Zak, a neuroscientist and one of the world's most trusted experts on trust, shows that employees in high-trust organizations report 74% less stress and 50% higher productivity. But that kind of culture starts with leadership. It starts with leaders who take accountability for all of their actions, including the actions that turned out to be mistakes. If you shift the blame or try and minimize your mistake, the team takes notice. But if you own it fully, the team takes note of that too. Trust isn't rebuilt with words, it's rebuilt with actions. And the first action you need to take is owning the previous actions that disrupted the trust loop to begin with. Giving this full apology is not just about ownership either. It's about understanding the impact your mistake had on the team. That's not about competence, that's about humility. People aren't going to put their trust in you again unless they believe you truly do have their best interests at heart. If you only own the mistake, but you don't recognize the impact, people might see you as principled, but detached. And the inverse is true too. If you only own the impact, but you still don't take responsibility for the mistake, then they think of your apology as performative, and they're not willing to invest in their relationship with you again. And you're going to need both if you're going to rebuild trust. So we aced the apology. We showed that we took ownership and recognized the impact. But that alone is not enough. Your team needs to see that you're going to do better. And just saying you'll do better isn't enough either. Trust isn't rebuilt with promises, it's rebuilt with proof. You need to involve the team in how you're going to make the change. Creating that transparency creates an environment where they can see you making the change real time and get the proof they need to trust you more. This is where integrity and ability intersect. Integrity is following through on what you say you're going to do. And ability means demonstrating the competence to where you can actually do those things. So don't just tell your team what you're working on or how you'll do better. Let them see it. Better yet, involve the team in the change. Talk about the situation that happened, why you made the decision you made. Remember, this isn't a non-apology. You already took ownership from it, but help them see it from your perspective so that they can help you think of the best way to act in that same situation. Remember that here, we're not talking about letting your employees monitor everything you're doing or having not just an open door, but like a live stream everything on your computer session. What we mean here is that something happened, you made a mistake, you had a behavior that destroyed trust in the team, and the team needs to see that the next time you could have acted in a similar way, you didn't. That's what showing them you're making the change looks like. Showing them that, hey, here we are in that same situation where I acted poorly last time and now I'm acting better. That's what they need to see. They don't need to see everything, but they need to see that you are a different person behaving differently in that same situation. So we're off to a great start, but be patient. Trust isn't rebuilt immediately. There's not one grand gesture where all is forgiven and we're right back to the way things were. It's going to take time, day-to-day consistent actions, and evidence of that consistency. The trust loop needs some time to turn, but as you continue to act in a more positive manner, you will gain momentum. When you broke trust, you showed your team they can't predict your behavior, and predictability is power. This is why it takes time. They need to see day after day you behaving consistently so that predictability is restored. And this is where a lot of leaders slip up. They start strong, but they don't sustain the change. And trust isn't about making promises, it's about proving those promises weren't empty. So show up, commit to that positive behavior, and demonstrate it day after day. This is what builds momentum in the trust loop. This is how trust is rebuilt on a team. And as you're rebuilding trust on the team, you're gonna want your people to be honest with you. So you should check out this video here on building candor on a team so your teammates can hold you accountable and build trust across the entire team.